to Women Talk Fears. Three women, three stages of life, motherhood, business, and a roller coaster of lessons, laughs, and loud opinions. At,
Woo!
at some point, we're pretty sure it's going to end up into a true crime podcast, but we're just not sure who else is going to be involved in that aspect of it.
Hope to see you all next week.
Yes. So, how's everybody doing today?
Fantastic. Well, yeah, I'm good. I probably look very tired. So if you're watching this on YouTube, then you probably see me and you're like, you're kind of tired. I am. It's back to school week, my kids go back next week. And so,
Oh, and I know it's an emotional time.
oh, it's an emotional time for sure. So, but I'm good.
I have to say, as a mama, I don't
Yep.
know if it's that emotional for first day. I was like, have a great day.
I think for me, this is the
Yes.
first year that I'm like, oh, and because it's senior year and I'm going, oh my
Because it's the
gosh.
last one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
There's a
yeah.
lot going on for you too with senior year,
There's a lot.
especially with band and college tours, and there's a lot going on.
Well, and I
Well,
keep getting all the emails, and I'm like, can we stop and just hold on a minute? I got stuff to do.
can I give you a hot minute for an insight on some of that school stuff and college stuff if you need it? But yeah, it's a busy time,
Yeah,
uh, but it's really cool for them.
it's a cool time.
It's like
Absolutely.
one
It
of those years you want them to really enjoy. But
Yeah.
anyways, amazing. And my kids are no longer in school, so thank God. Um,
Congratulations.
right? Woohoo. One more year of college for one. We're good. But
made
anyway,
it.
that's you know what, Nikki, that's exactly how I felt. I felt like check the box. I made it. They're alive. I've done okay. Everybody's
I've
good.
done the thing.
Right. They're alive. I kept them alive and well.
Yeah.
All right. So today's question is about mentors. So, do you see yourself as a mentor or still learning the ropes? And then, how do you support women differently at various stages? So, I'm going to start out with the first one. Do you see yourself as a mentor or still learning the ropes? Let's go, Kira.
All right. I actually think both. And one reason, so I do see myself as a mentor, but I'm constantly learning how to be a better mentor, right? Because I am a coach, which I actually am leaning more like I'm more a consultant because I do ask great questions, but I'm learning that the people that I'm working with, they don't want to answer the questions. They want me to tell them how to get it done. They want me to tell them how to reach the finish line. And so I've learned that while I can say it's a coach, I'm more of a consultant. And so I am mentoring those people on their businesses, but I'm also learning, like, Timmy, you and I have a lot of conversations where I'll talk to you about a client I'm having or something, and you'll say, you're a coach, have you asked? And so I'm learning so much from those conversations that we're having because you are helping me to learn how to step deeper into that coaching position. So I definitely think I am a mentor and I do it even outside of that, but I'm always learning too, and I'm always receptive to learning. I always want to learn more.
Absolutely. I love that answer because that is my crusp of everything. If somebody is not willing to learn anymore, if I ever, I'm in the coach realm also. If I ever meet a coach who has said, I'm done learning, I don't want to work with you. I really
Yeah.
don't want you in my realm. And not in a bad way. It's just we're on two different streaks.
Yeah.
And I stay with that group that's interested in learning and growing. I find if I am in an atmosphere where I am with a group of people who are kind of they're the big fish in their pond, they want to stay in that pond, and that's cool. I mean, there's something for everyone, but for me, I really want to be involved with people, clients, friendships, mentor, whoever it may be that is looking to grow.
Yeah.
So, 100% agree with you.
But I think that's what life is, right? It is learning, it is growing, and it's continuously evolving who you are because we want that betterment. So I'm kind of with you. If you're not looking to better yourself, kind of
Not
out.
sure what I have to offer. And here's the thing, and I will tell you, your kids are watching.
They are.
Mhm.
So I remember parents talking to me about, oh, my kid doesn't like to work or doesn't like. I now have two really, really, really hardworking kids that I'd never had to say, go get a job
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
go do this or get out of the house. It's because what was modeled to them was, work. I mean, we had a work ethic and we still do, even in the different positions and the shifts that we've had through life. So they've always seen that. So your kids are watching, just so
They
you know.
are.
Speaking of kids, how about you, Nikki?
I was going to say bouncing off. Good Lord, I can't talk today. Um, they see both their dad and I continuously learning. Like I learn every day with my job, and they see their dad learning. If he doesn't know something about plans on a job, he figures it out. He looks it up. He learns about it on a course or a little, you
YouTube
know,
video.
yeah, something.
Mhm.
And they see that, and they also see us learning things about the farm because I mean, God knows we've never had a farm before. He has when he was younger, but I mean, I don't know nothing about it. So
We
we're
do.
always we're
We're
always learning
learning.
about things. But I'm kind of in the same boat. Like I have been in business now to where I know good or I know enough, but I'm always learning and I'm always pivoting. And I'm, of course, always learning from my clients, coaches, you name it. And even people that I'm just friends with. We chat back and forth via Boxer or we have each other's cell phone numbers and we're like, hey, can you just brainstorm with me about this? And sure. So
Yeah.
we hop on a call and we'll brainstorm or we'll swap. I hate saying swapping services because that sounds very
Exchanging,
weird.
exchanging, exchange.
Yeah, but we like somebody has a question about ClickUp or project management in general, like how can I outline my workshop differently or my stint course, whatever it may be. And then I'm like, oh, well, I have a question about X, Y, and Z platform. Can you help me map that out? Or I have no clue what I'm doing. Can you help me fix this automation? So it's always learning. It's always a learning opportunity for sure.
Absolutely.
It is.
I think
Yeah.
that again, learning but being open to not knowing it all. And I know, you know, 20s and 30s, you kind of think you know it all. I cannot even tell my younger self, my 20s and 30s, what you're actually going to learn.
Yeah.
So for me, I did seek out mentors, but I think it was mentors in a way where I really wanted to watch. It was more for
Yeah.
me about watching how they acted, watching, how they lived their life, not a stalker type of way, but just how they handled people, how they
Yeah,
they
yeah,
functioned.
Tammy.
Yeah, right, right, how they function. And the other thing I did is I always reached for someone who was way more smarter, much more, at an extreme level. Even now, so, we're talking almost 20 some years later, when I have a couple of different coaching certifications, but the one that I really wanted was, a book that I really believed in, and I think really changes the game of sales was The Go Giver. So
Hmm.
I literally reached out to the person who wrote The Go Giver and said, hey, I want to learn more, and was welcome to, there was a process, but was welcome to come down and, take the course, become a go-giver speaker and coach. So,
Very
right
cool.
now, I then am also working with John David Mann, who wrote that book along with, several other bestsellers and a few other people. So I'll reach out to these people who've worked with Tony
Yeah.
Robbins and, have these major books because I think I'm to a point where in order for me to provide any value, I go beyond myself.
Yeah.
Go
Yeah.
beyond what I know already and get information I don't know. And I keep saying that I've spent almost 2 years in this whole, online world, and I am definitely a different person from when I started till now. But it has been ongoing learning day in and day out for almost 2 years. So I don't know if I see myself as a mentor. I see myself more as a learner, and continuous learner. I have had people mention that I've mentored them and I didn't even know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So,
think you're that kind of mentor that people, like you said, that you watch. So
Yeah.
you're not actively seeking out and going, let me mentor you,
right,
but people
right, right, right.
But people
are
are,
taking your example.
yeah, people are
Yeah.
seeing you as a mentor and they are learning from you, even if it's from afar.
things.
Yeah.
Right. Like I
The
said,
role
and
model.
which is a major, huge compliment. But for me, I do see myself as more of a learner, and I'm proud anybody would think I am a mentor.
And
But
the
my
reason I say that is from one of our members from the networking group. They see you as a, like, they want to be you.
Oh, that poor girl. No, no, but that's a huge compliment.
Yeah.
That's for me, that's one of the biggest compliments you can get is someone who's saying, "Oh, you've got value, you've got something to offer where
Mhm.
you can help me." I really value helping people and changing lives, and that's kind of again, we talked about the platform. That is kind of the foundation for everything for me. So amazing. We all have
And
very similar, but just a tad
and
different.
I think so too. But I'll tell you,
Yeah,
somebody told me one time, it was when I first started my business, they said, show up as the dumbest person in the room.
right.
And that was the best advice I ever received because I can sit and listen and I don't act like I know a single thing. And even if I know something, I'm still learning because I can always know more. So that is the best
Right.
advice. And I offer that to everybody else too.
Piggybacking once again, that my best advice was let them underestimate you.
Yep.
So
Yes.
I have allowed that to happen over and over. And it's funny when you see people get gobsmacked, you're like, oh, well, that was kind of fun.
It is. It is so fun when they underestimate you.
So
And they're
let
like,
them
oh,
underestimate you. It's okay. I never take it as any type of insult. I'm okay with it because
yeah.
I'm confident in who I am. But again,
Yeah.
not until, many moons later. I don't think it was until my 40s where I kind of felt like, all right, you need to kind of learn more and you got to grow more because you've come to a certain point where you think it all, you know everything, you just clearly don't. So let's go a little bit beyond. So that's
Yeah,
what I encourage people to do is when you think you know it all, when you think there's nothing else, I promise you there always is. And
there
books,
is.
books, books, books. If you're not
I
reading,
learn
and I think,
something every single day.
yeah, if it,
Yeah.
I, as I am in John David Mann's class, he's told one cool story, and if I'm repeating this, we can go ahead and cut this out. But he does an application, and one of the questions is, "Who is your favorite author?" List three. No problem, right? Here is the issue. He's had to turn several people away because they didn't have any. Why?
That would
Because
be me.
Not
if
readers.
you can't read, you can't write. If you don't have a habit of, reading and are familiar with books and the styles, how are you going to write?
That's right.
So, it's just things like that. You're like, yeah, okay, that makes, it's just these things that you're learning and the things that, people you bring into your world. I just think we should all be continuously learning. I really had a point with that, and now I can't remember it. But anyways, I thought that was a cool story. So let's go ahead and hop on to the next. How do women support each other differently at various stages? Go ahead, Nikki.
Oh God. Well, like I said, I support, like, Kira and I are part of a coaching group, and we hop on calls all the time and talk about personal things, business things, where some of us are just stuck in a rut or what have you. I have friends that I've met through Instagram, and we've become really good business besties, I guess you would call them. And same
Okay.
thing, if we reach out to each other if we're just having a bad day or we're having an issue with a client, and like, hey, what would you do in this situation? I know I do that with Kira all the time. And it's great to have that community to bounce
Mhm.
and help other women through their stages of business, whether or not we've been through, some people have been in business 10 years and are having these issues, but I've been through the same thing and I've only been in business going on 3 years now. So I have advice to give that person,
Right.
or this is how I handled it. You take pieces of what would help you and leave the rest, or take all of it, whatever it may be. So, or even just having that ear to listen makes a huge difference for sure.
100%. 100%. How about you, Miss Kara?
So for me, and I'm glad you brought up that group. So because I'll use it as an example. So
Yeah.
for me, like throughout my life, I always thought being supportive was agreement, right? Like,
Yeah.
yes, cheering you on no matter what it is. Now I'm like, I'm not cheering you on no matter what it is. I am going to tell you when you are wrong, and I'm going to tell you when you're being too much. Because for me, I want to hear those things. Like, I want to hear the truth about myself. And I realized that I was doing a disservice to other women if I was not being honest with them. Some people don't want to hear it, and that's absolutely fine. You don't have to hear it. But if you ask me for advice, please
She
expect
gonna tell you.
what I
And
think.
that's funny because that's a transition. So we have Nikki's stage, your stage, and my stages. They don't call me unless they know they want to hear my advice.
Yeah, yeah, that's
They
exactly
don't
right.
call me.
And I do think it evolves, right? And I actually remember let's see, I was probably 36 or 7, and I had started seeing a new therapist, and I really loved her, and she was a bit older, and she said, I said, I'm just really struggling with some insecurity. And she said, I'm gonna tell you something. She said, you're gonna hit 40 and you're gonna stop giving a fuck. And I was like, really?
Ooh,
And I doubted it. Let me tell you something, y'all. I hit 40 and I really
is it
stopped giving
real?
a fuck.
Is it real?
Yeah,
I was a
but
little bit earlier on that road. I was 30, but
yeah,
it's so good to be there because
it
I don't
is.
think people understand is people are going to have a thought about you one way or the other. You're not going to
Yes,
change it.
ma'am.
Why give them power in your head?
Yeah,
Why give them any power over you? And like I told my kids all the time, what someone thinks about you is none of your business.
true.
Have
It's
no
true.
impression in your world. They're not changing your life. They're not paying your bills.
Yes.
None
And
of their business.
let's be
A
right. And as
freaking
women,
man.
yeah, and as women, we have to support one another, but we also have to accept that not all women are going to support you. Not all women think like you. And so for me, I am somebody with a very giving heart. I'm an empath. I am here for you. And when I make connections, I make solid, deep connections. I am tied to you. I am going to give you the
Mhm.
shirt off my back. Now, that does not mean that everybody is like that. And so that's something that we have
Right.
to remember. And you can still be supportive, but you have to be cautious too.
You got to take care of you. You've got to protect.
100%.
And when you
100%.
have somebody, what I have found is when I've come across people like you, Kira, people find ways to take advantage.
1000%. They
So
do.
that's where, the shift from, I think, being empowered by who you are and the knowledge you have and setting the boundaries that we talked about this already. Because you can still give without giving.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
And so the support for other women has definitely, it looks
100%.
very differently. It's very different than it did before because I am not just going to give. There has got to be a balance.
Yeah. Did I
Yeah.
freeze? I think I froze.
You did
Anyway.
for a second, but you're good.
Okay. So that's what I think is really key.
Yeah. It's that balance for sure. What
Yeah.
about you, Tammy?
Definitely.
Power and just claiming your power,
Yeah.
knowing that there's nothing that's going to make a difference what anyone says. And you're not meant to be for everyone. That's why it's great to find your
Mhm.
own tribe. And there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
There is nothing wrong with people finding their own tribe and not being for everybody. It's very, very normal.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm with you on that.
You remember, and you'll see this, Nikki, when you're in PTO or when you're working with, women at the school, you're gonna find out they all just want to
Oh,
other or pretend to like each other or,
it's still like high
it's
school. Nothing
like
has
high
changed.
school. And not, I mean, you just can't be liked by everybody. I certainly wasn't. So I did my job. I made sure I was there for what I was there for, my children.
Yeah.
But that certainly meant my job was not to appease everybody who walked into school.
I've had
1000%.
so many horror stories with PTO ladies. Like,
I have to say, I met really good friends and I'm still in contact to this day. But yeah, you have to be pretty strong and secure in yourself because women can be vicious. I mean,
oh yeah,
it can be
they'll
amazing,
tear you
but you can
up.
be vicious. So
They can be vicious. I'll tell you guys. I mean, I told you my daughter had a hard time in middle school.
Mhm.
And, but before I had a great, strong group of friends. Well, the minute my daughter was not friends with their daughters, that was
yeah,
it. I no
Yeah,
longer
my
had
mom
those
went
friends.
through that too.
Yeah.
yeah. And I went through
And
that with my
icky.
boys.
Yeah. And
And
it's icky. It's like, number one, I still cared about you, but you didn't care enough about me to keep that friendship.
And you've got to be strong enough to know that when you walk into that school to see your kid, or when you walk in for an event, that you're not going to melt or be upset because somebody is not vibing with you or liking you, or
Yeah.
good for your kid.
You just
This
gotta walk
That's it.
in and own it. Like I'm
exactly
here and I'm here
Yeah.
right.
for you and nobody else.
Yeah.
Well, it's one thing being a community, but again, not everybody's for you. So
That's
I
it.
almost find school, when I did, my community service, that I was there as a community service rep. I
Yeah.
was there to be part of my kids' world and to work in the community to do my part that I felt that I should. So that's my own personal thing. Uh,
Yeah.
every mom's got their own thing. So that was just mine. But I certainly was not everybody's cup of tea. As kind
That's
of with the
okay.
coaching,
That's
I'm
all
going to be
right.
there to support you.
And
I'm going to meet you where you are. We're going to travel it together, but I'm going to be honest,
yeah.
tactful, but honest.
Yeah.
So,
And that's
and
Yep.
that doesn't work in all realms, and it certainly doesn't work in, realms where everybody's pretending to be perfect, which
well,
is
in realms
but
where
I
everybody's
certainly
pretending their
wasn't.
children are perfect too. That's the biggest part is not even are they just pretending they're perfect, they're pretending their little jerk of a child is perfect. That's
Their
Well, now,
little
and that's
gremlins.
why you have the kid growing up thinking that they are,
yeah.
walking
Woohoo,
water,
I'm
which
better
is a
than
whole other
everybody.
topic.
Yeah.
Which
Well,
is
Yeah.
a
and I will
whole
tell
other
you,
topic.
mean women raise mean kids.
Right, right.
Period. So mean girls never grow up and they
No.
raise mean girls. Just what
Yeah,
it is. Yeah.
yeah. I feel yeah. I mean, I was kind of a tough mom, so my boys were always very kind of, even my sons today are very just real, direct,
Yeah.
and tell you how it is. And one you
I'm the
may like,
same way
and
with
one
my
you may
kids.
not. Who
Yeah.
knows?
I love you, but I'm gonna consider your emotions, but I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Love you,
But
mean it.
so those were our questions for today, ladies. All kinds of fun. Always love having these conversations. For me, it's really
Yeah.
cool to see, you know, what it is at every stage. And, it reminds me of where I was, like Nikki with you starting and Keira where you are. So it's really cool for me to kind of look back and see all this. And fun for you guys to see where you're going.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
So we're going to throw it
Love
back
it.
to
Love
Nikki.
it,
And
love
Nikki,
it.
you tell us where everybody can find us.
Yeah, so hop on over to Instagram. You will see all kind of sneak peeks and keep up with what episodes are launching and of course some other fun things. And you can also find us with our networking group. It's womentalkfierce.com and you are more than welcome to join us. We would love to have you. We're not your sales pitchy group. But we don't do
Kind of
that.
what you see is what you get.
Yeah.
That's right.
Fabulous. And I'm
But
assuming
what
all
you see here is what you get.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming those links are provided. Now, I'm not clearly the tech person, but
Yeah.
come a long way. But that information is provided in
Yes.
the podcast info. So, again, thank you for coming to Women Talk Fears. Three women, three stages of life, motherhood, business, roller coaster of laughs, loud opinions, and eventually a true crime podcast.
Woo. See
All
y'all
We
next
might
right.
be at a PTO meeting. You never know.
Right.
Bye,
Uh,
ladies.
Bye.